Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of GamerBnB. Just been buying lots of video games, video game consoles, and getting closer to that August date when we're actually going to get the bed and breakfast structure delivered. Thought, what am I missing in the retro room? And it was the Atari 2600. So I was able to get this. Bought it off of, I believe, Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist, one of those. And had to do a little bit of traveling, but got a great deal on this and a bunch of games I'm going to show you. And also was able to pick up a very awesome TV that will also be part of one of the games rooms. So if you don't know what this is an Atari 2600. The original model came out in 1977. The original model had 6 switches. This one came later in like 1980, which has these 2 switches, and then the third switches that are missing got put on these sides. So it was originally called the Video Computer System. Later, people called it the Atari 2600. There's the Atari logo, got the wood grain. And we will have a old wood grain TV that will have this hooked up to. So it'll play just like it was meant to back in the day. So this console came out, one of the first home video game consoles, especially the most popular one, was trying to bring the arcades into your homes, and it did so, but you got a lot of graphical downgrades because of it. But didn't stop people from getting excited about home video games, and because of this, we got essentially video games today. So got one of these. I'll show you a controller. If you're not familiar, this is the standard controller. I guess I'll put it the way it was meant to be. So it's just a joystick and a button. That was it. And a lot of the games play with this controller. Atari also came out with a paddle controller. Looks like this. It's got little tennis rackets on there, a little paddle, and one side button. So a lot of any game that really the joystick didn't play, you would use this paddle for. So I'm thinking of Super Breakout, where you have the little slider, that goes left and right, and then the little dot that comes and hits. You'd use this for that. So those are the 2 main controller types. One thing about the Atari 2600, the games just jump right in, and you don't get any idea how it's played or what the point of the game is. So I recommend actually looking up the instruction manual for the game, and especially for like Yar's Revenge. I was like, what am I supposed to do? How do I play it? They couldn't give you a tutorial in the game back in the day because of the graphical limitations and everything, but they put a lot of the information in the instructions, and it shows like what these crude graphics actually are. This is actually a shield, and this thing's called the cotile or something like that, and Yar is actually this thing. So you can look up all these instructions. They're free PDFs online. But if you want to play these and kind of know what's going on, I highly recommend looking up, these instructions. So, just go through the games real quick, not in any particular order. You may be familiar with some of these. If not, it's okay. We got Freeway. If you notice, this is by Activision, so they started way back when. Just go through, maybe highlight some interesting things about them. This is the Indy 500 racing game. These original ones without graphics, these are one of the older types of games. They call them game programs. So still at the infancy of home video games. This one, Junior Pac-Man. pretty cool. Oh, sorry. We've got, some of them are different shapes too, by different developers and everything. Frogger. Even the down here, some of them have different type of, some have springs and stuff to push the cartridge in. I think that's pretty cool. All right, okay, we've got Mario Brothers. This is not Super Mario Brothers. This is the one where you're in the pipes and you're, you know, hitting the top of the floor to knock the Koopa Troopas. Again, these are all arcades, and they're trying to get that on your TV at home. So cool to have the Mario Brothers. Speaking of Mario, we got Donkey Kong, which we'll have the actual arcade at the bed and breakfast. But that you'll have to compare the two and tell me which one you think is better. We have bowling. Super fun titles back then. Defender. This one's actually pretty fun. Again, if you never played the Atari 2600, you'll realize the graphics are very crude, very pixely. But this one here was a later game, so 1982, so this one was pretty fun. Shoot the robots. Alright, grab another stack. Pong Sports. Look at that, 50 telegames. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you'll notice with Atari, they always put in tons of different modes, which basically are slight variations of the original game, maybe different layout type thing. Maze Craze. Laser Blast. A lot of space games. Space was all the rage back then. Kaboom. Alright, we got Spider-Man. This one actually, you can kind of tell it's Spider-Man. He climbs up a skyscraper. Got the Green Goblin there. Ooh, here we go. Fun one. Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back. One of the first Star Wars video games for home consoles. Missile Command. Great game. And of course, what's an Atari without Pac-Man? Pitfall. This one, the label is kind of bent. Jack Black's first commercial was for Pitfall, so look up Jack Black Pitfall commercial. He's like a kid talking about this. Pretty hilarious. Alright, we got probably the most popular, Space Invaders. Q*bert. I like to go to like old arcades that are still like active, and there's one in the area, kind of the Canton, Ohio area, called Rack It Up. And actually I played Q*bert on the Atari there, and it was really fun. Super Breakout. This is one that uses that paddle I was showing earlier. Again, everything's space, so land it on the moon and you get lots of games for it. So Street Racer. There's that Yar's Revenge. Look at that. It's pretty. A lot of cool little graphics back then. I love, again, the history and the art behind all these games. That's probably why we want to open up a bed and breakfast devoted to gaming, so you can appreciate more aspects of gaming than just playing it. So one other thing I wanted to show you, kind of neat, is I have these Atari catalogs, kind of marketing the different games that were available. I don't know, I thought these were pretty neat, because again, this is before like internet, so it's like, how did the marketing you know, show you what's there, what you can buy. One thing I found was interesting is the very end here. It says coming attractions. You'll soon see a great group of Atari games with super realistic graphics. I think the marketing team took some liberty there, especially for the Atari. It's not the first thing I would say is super realistic, but just love this artwork they put in. And then they have stuff like the accessories you can buy. You know, this is supposed to look like part of your furniture. You could put your Atari console on. Just different little setups here. You could put your games in and make it look neat. I think that's so cool. Anyway, so that is what was then called the video computer system, or the Atari 2600. Real quick, we are getting closer again. August is the day we're going to get the building. We'll have a video on that, and then we're going to just start remodeling the bed and breakfast to look all things video games. But again, we needed something to kind of fill that real retro hole in our library. So we're continuing to buy more games, continue to buy more consoles, making the best experience for you guys. So excited about it. But for now, that's all, and hopefully you have a great day or night, and we'll see you next time. Bye.